Joe.
I'm Danny. We're here with Bradford African Community to talk about all the wonderful work they do. Hi, guys.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us a quick introduction as to what your group does and how long you've been around?
Yes, the Bradford African Community now is a registered charity with the aim of promoting social inclusion by preventing people, in particular, but without limit to African refugees and asylum seekers, from becoming socially excluded. We wanted to relieve their needs, and help them integrate into our main society by helping them by providing education and training into the English language. And also we want to achieve integration and adaptation by empowering them, or those people granted legal status to remain in the country, to participate fully in our main society. We've been around now almost 3 years, but before that we used to meet as a group in a befriending scheme where we used to just socialize, share experiences, talk about things that matter to them. So and we've been providing assistance with supporting them with homework club. We've been providing general support. We've been helping in various with various issues, job search, referral to different organizations, because as a platform, we're not providing many support, but whenever someone comes to us with something that we can't offer, then we have to find which organization that can meet the need of this individual and refer them there.
So
Yeah, and just to add in, just to add on to what Asumani has just said, besides wanting to achieve integration and adaptation to help meet the needs of the refugee by empowering them to participate fully in the society, our mission is also to develop the capacity and skills of the members of the African and refugee and other disadvantaged communities, so succeeding in Bradford and residing in Bradford and West Yorkshire, in such a way that they're able, or they're better able to identify their needs and participate more fully in society. So we're here to help people who really need help, and because we ourselves, most of us are refugee, so we're able to really identify with the individuals.
Yeah, you've got common experiences, and obviously one of the things that lots of people need support of at the moment is dealing with this ongoing COVID crisis. I understand you've got a project where you're helping people with that. Can you tell us a little bit about that project and how you're helping people during this crisis?
In COVID crisis, we launched this project, COVID-19 Awareness Project and Support. The aim was to ensure our beneficiaries are aware of and understand and follow local and the national government's advice and support, because at the beginning of COVID-19, as you are all aware, there was many rumors surrounding COVID-19 that was going around, and some of the communities, especially those with language barrier, they were not getting really the real information they needed to have. So once you have language barrier and information that you are receiving in a different language is not generated here, it's generated elsewhere. We don't know those people generating this information, their purpose of generating it. So you see that people will tend to believe misinformation. So we brought this project in order to make sure that our beneficiaries receive real information. Whenever the local government put something out, we were able to call them and provide that information in the language they can understand, so that they don't miss out. It was not only that, also when COVID came out, prices went up. There was a hike in prices in things, and most of our beneficiaries are on a limited income, couldn't afford. So thanks to the community fund, by enabling this project, we were able to provide some food packs to those families that were impacted by this pandemic. There is families that could not afford to buy a laptop. Through this project, they were able to get a laptop in order to help their children to access information provided by school, or to be able to join online to do their schoolwork.
And you're already doing quite a lot of schoolwork, aren't you? Yeah, go on.
Apart from the sessions that Asumani, apart from the support that Asumani has mentioned, with the COVID-19 awareness project has also helped us to have COVID-19 awareness workshop. So we've had a professor from Public Health England come in and talk to our members, really tell them the factual information about what COVID-19 is, and we've also had other professors come in and speak to the members about the new vaccine, because there are a lot of misconceptions going on, and a lot of people post rumors on Facebook, on Instagram, and all social media platform. We don't really want our members to really trust social media, so we try to really guide them to where they can really get the real information and factual information. And so as a result of COVID-19 project fund, we've been really able to support our members during these hard times.
Yeah, more additional to that question is that with this project, we've been, the whole purpose was to make sure that our beneficiaries are safe during the pandemic, and they are able to cope and come through this pandemic, because as I said earlier, most of our beneficiaries are those people granted legal status. One of the main challenge to refugees is that with language barrier, they can't do much. Imagine when school were shut down, parents were being asked, for example, to help their children at school, but these people have never, they have not yet studied in this country. They don't know our curriculum. So how is someone with language barrier is supposed to help a child, while himself, he can't read, he can't understand what is on the paper? That was another thing that brought worries and anxious to our beneficiaries. So with this project, we've been able to help all those families. Whenever they dial in on Zoom, this is what we have. Our volunteer and our staff try to go through easily to help them understand. Children will pick things easily. Once they know this is this, this is this, they will do, and they will show again, and the teacher will be okay, that's fine. As well, parents coming in, okay, practice their English. All those was to just keep community, reassure them that we are here to help each other, and we want to come through this pandemic all together.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things that are really important. And you mentioned the helping with school kids. Before COVID, were you doing projects with school kids as well, helping them?
Yes, yeah. Before school,
yes,
we used to run.
It was, yeah. It was not in a formal setting, it was informal setting. So we previously, in 2018, we started with young kids, homework sessions with young kids at Quaker Meeting House in BD5. So they enabled us to use the room most of the time quite free, but just at a fair price. and we thank the Quakers for that. So we used to have volunteers, Philip and Joe, who used to come and help the kids in homework, and also we had the volunteers within the community. So we used to have dropping sessions. They used to come on Saturday and on Thursday for the adults, and for the young kids on Saturday. Every Saturday, the Quakers opened their door for us, and we were really able to help the kids. And fast forward, when we got the COVID-19 fund project, we were able to hire a teacher who would be able to really support them further. We really thank the community fund for their help and support.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The same question, and how you may want to know why we started this homework club. Is because there was some after consultation with our beneficiaries. They brought this in that children are really struggling in school because once they are here, they are new to the country. School is allocated according to age of the child, and you find someone who's never been to school before coming in and going into year 9, year 7, year 6, year 5. He's never been to school before. Okay, he may speak English or they may not speak English. However, once they start there, there will be some difficulties, even teacher interacting with those children. And those parents who brought it to us was that once a teacher was sending those homework home for the parents to help them, they were not able. Because one family, I remember, approaching me, telling me, Asumani, my children, they don't like to go to school anymore. They are saying, okay, they are going to school, they don't understand. They bring things home for us parents to help them, but we can't, what the point for them be going there, even if as parents, we can't help them. And that led to me thinking, we need to do something as a community. Is when we approached the Quaker, as Mela said, pointed earlier, and thank God to the Quakers, they were really open, and they said, okay, we will assist with this. You can use our building. That is when we started. So their support and did not limit for them just to give us a building. Although they went, they published the whole idea, and some volunteers came from through the Quaker. Other volunteer at the beginning came from University of Bradford PC Study. So they were going there just helping those kids who were attending those homework club. Is how we started, and we were able to help those children. We saw just after a few months, their application improved, and they were all happy with what was happening, and they kept coming regularly, and the number as well increased. That what we were doing there was beneficial and was very helpful, and that is what we were doing before the pandemic.
Right, sounds very important work. One of the common problems you seem to be mentioning is that the parents don't have the language skills or the familiarity with the British education system to help their kids when they need help. Are you doing any work to build the skills and capabilities of these parents?
Yes. So previously, 2018, we helped the parents on Thursdays, every Thursdays. We used to have volunteers who came through the Quakers and university students and others within the Bradford African community. So we used to help them in their assignments. Because most of them go to college and others used to study at Horton Housing. So they did have some basic, but it was really hard for them to really read and write. So we used to help them in reading and writing, and we used to, and Quakers used to provide us with a few books, just basic books that they would use, thanks to Phil. I just want to mention him here. Yeah. So Phil used to help a lot in that. And after we obviously got the COVID-19 fund, so when we started the 6 month project, we've hired the teacher who deals with the young kids from Tuesday to Friday. So we have a session depending on their year. So we have so we start from reception, and so we have nursery reception, then year 1, year 2, and then you go on to high school. And for the adults, every Saturday from 11 to 5. So we start with entry 1. So that's the lowest English English language that you could really start with. So start with entry 1, then entry 2, entry 3 till level 3. And so we do it every every Saturday. So we as a group, we came up and we decided that we shouldn't really mix the entry 1 with the entry 2, because the entry 1 is really basic English. So as you proceed to entry 2 and levels, it is quite different. So they're really getting help right now, or every Saturday from 11 to 5, as I said before. And the COVID-19 project has really helped us, because we've been able to hire someone that at least has the experience to deal with these individuals. And yeah, it's really helping them out so far.
Right. And if there's any, sorry, go on.
No, in addition to what Mela said, that these additional English conversational classes, they are really needed there, and very helpful to these communities or refugee communities, because some of English provider like schools and colleges, they are very academic. They have a program which they have to complete in a certain period, whether it's 6 months or 1 year. So the tutors there, they are doing really fantastic work in assisting these people, but they will not just stick on one topic because 2 or 3 individuals, they don't understand that lesson, because they have a curriculum which they need to complete in a certain period. That is why this community-led program or supports are really needed, because they help, those people to catch up those things which they can't pick up in school because of those fixed curriculum which the tutor are running to realize to fulfill within the school circle.
Right, so you can supply the support
Yes.
at the level that's needed. That's great. If there are any
Yes.
parents or teachers who would like to join these sessions, how would they go about doing it?
If there is anyone that wants to join our community, we're really open. We're open to that, and we've advertised our what we do, our services, on our Facebook page. We also have Twitter, and on that we have our contact details. On there, we have the email and the mobile number that you can contact. And recently we've had the Sudanese that were really glad that there are English sessions going on for the adults, and they've joined. So we're really happy for them. So yeah, we have a social media platform, so people can join. If there's anyone else, if there's anyone that needs to join the community, I mean, you guys can share our details. We're welcoming to anyone.
Okay, yeah, we'll add the links in the description of this video.
Yeah, not only the social media platform, but also we use different communities. For example, the Sudanese community, we can go there and talk to their leader to share the news with their members. Libyan societies, similar. We met on an event organized by Bradford Refugee Forum. We talk to them also. Yeah, whenever we meet a different member of community that we think that may need this extra support, we always advertise our work. Also, we produced a leaflet which we dropped it into different places in Bradford, public places where people just can pick it and read it. That the main idea was to advertise our work and what we're doing, so that anyone who feel that it might help them just to join this session. They are free of charge. We try our best to make sure that we help them. That is why we started this platform. And another key thing is, whenever they join us, we don't want them to rely on us. We want them to be as independent as they can. And also we try to see, because what we do is, these are informal sessions and not formal session, because we can't provide like things like certificates of level 1 or level 2. We try to make sure that we provide information of where they can go and get formal qualification. For example, we've referred people to Aspire College, which is in Bradford. We've referred people to Houghton Housing Association and different places where we think that if they go there, they will get what they needed for their formal qualification. But for the sake of improving English, because it's a priority to us, we want people to speak English, to be able to communicate. That is why we keep doing this work, because we want everyone to be able to speak and to overcome the challenge of language barrier.
It must be quite a big challenge of language barrier, because there's people from many different countries in your group, right, who all speak different languages. Is that something that when they don't speak English is difficult to overcome, or do you have on the sort of the team that you two are in charge someone who can speak at least one of the languages each?
Yeah, so most of us in the community, of course, do speak more than two language or more than one language each. But what we try to promote in our community is we want to promote people to speak English. English all the time, because we're in a country where English is the norm. What's spoken is English. So if you want to go and find a job, the first thing is, do you speak English? If you want to go to school, the first thing is, do you speak English? If you want to go to a GP, to a doctor, do you speak English? Otherwise, then you're brought an interpreter for that. So what we try to promote within our community is we want people to really speak English. And so that's what we really promote. But sometimes you do have those individuals that really struggle. So that's where we come in, and we have interpreters who will interpret the session. But the main focus is really English. That's what we want to promote, because other languages, I mean, they speak in their houses with their families. When they come to the community, we really want to promote English, because that's what we're here. We're here for them, to help them to really have an easy journey to be able to integrate into the society. And most of the time when they come to this country, it's quite different. I mean, in their country they might be speaking maybe French or Swahili, but here you have to speak English, and everything that you do, it's English. So that's what we really try to promote in the community. And so far we've seen a really because recently we had a consultation with the members. We had an annual meeting actually, and people really, there's so many comments from the individuals on how the sessions have really benefited them, and that just showed us that we're doing something to really to really try to help these individuals. So yeah, so what we try to promote is English, although we do have sometimes barriers, such as maybe if they can't really speak at all or write and read, we do try to, because we normally have sessions where we bring in guests and they tell us a bit of maybe about COVID, or we have about critical thinking, or we have a policeman, we invite a policeman who talk about harassment. So when they struggle, that's when we come in and try to help them. But as much as possible, we really try to encourage them to speak English.
Yeah, and yeah, in addition to that, we always keep reminding them English language is a key to success. United Kingdom have done to refugee community a great deal and is given a legal status to remain here. It is like that individual has been given a second chance, because after their country failed them, now they found another opportunity. So what they need to do is just to improve their English, because if he's working, as Melat said, the employer will want them to understand basic instruction for them to carry a certain task, to perform a task. So if you don't really understand English, how will someone say, okay, come here, there is a job you can do? So we try to put that conversation into the community, everyone to reflect on that, because the whole idea is people to be independent, people to go into employment, people to work and become a productive member of society. A productive member of society is the one who is contributing to their society. And we are here now. We have to contribute to this society. That is why we try to put emphasis on English language, because we have to improve our English in order to do a lot, to achieve a lot in this country.
It seems like a big aspect of what you do is try to help people find work. Then is the language is obviously a key aspect of that. Is there other things that you do for that, and is that also for when the kids are reaching 18? Do you try and help them, give them sort of some career direction, or help them find a job?
Yeah, we do a lot of referrals. We do a lot of referrals to colleges, to career opportunities. I mean, Bradford College does a lot of career pathways, so they do really help out, especially for the young kids. And so, yeah, what we do is we try to communicate with other organizations, and we do our research very carefully, and we try to really refer them to the right place. So if we do it, if the services that we provide, for example, we do drop-in sessions. So yeah, like you said, we help them with employment, finding jobs that we think that is suitable for them according to their needs. And we do also the homework club, and apart from that we have a computer training session as well, so to develop their skills in maybe Microsoft Excel and on all other things. And so we do that, but besides doing that, we also try to really encourage them to try to search for other opportunities that they really need, because recently we've been having lots of emails now. I think we've been noticed now that we're a charity, so organizations have been writing emails. So if they have opportunities, then they keep writing us emails. And so what we do is we share it on the group. So we have a WhatsApp group that we all our communication is done there in the WhatsApp group. So we tend to really share a lot of opportunities on the WhatsApp group, where people really take advantage of, and that has really been helpful. But if we're able to help, then we really try to help them as much as possible.
Right, yeah, and you seems like you guys are really focused on making sure people can take advantage of all the opportunities that are available in this country. I know it's quite hard to do any planning at the moment, given how fast things are changing with COVID and also Brexit in the background. But have you got any long-term plans for when we get through this COVID crisis, of even more support that you're going to give?
Yes, we have a post-COVID plan. After COVID, post-COVID plan, we are planning to carry on supporting our community members with this support with homework club, English conversational classes, providing general support. We want to carry on providing social and recreational facilities and event involving local community that are directed to promote social inclusion. Because as I said at the beginning, that the whole charity aim was to promote social inclusion. You pointed out earlier that we do more work in helping people finding job. Yes, because that is another key thing that that helps to overcome the challenge of being, living in poverty. Once you secure a better job, so it lifts you up and you move on poverty line, and you're not dependent on welfare or state aid. Also, we want to have like an active center that can function like a safe space where someone, if he feels he needs something, he need to talk to someone, or there is an issue, or he wants to go there, he can just walk there and find someone who can provide him real information based on what his needs are. Those are the things that we want to do post COVID-19, because also during the COVID-19, there was a challenge of mental health, especially with young people. They've been spending more time online than usual. There is those who will be maybe addicted. We don't know yet the effects of this lockdown for a long time, but the research will come out and maybe we will have some answers. So we want to increase more physical activity once things back to normal, just to help them with their mental health, because it's very important after being a long time in a lockdown for a long time.
Right.
If some of your people who you work with are having trouble with their job, do you provide support for that, or point them in the direction of where they can? Because I guess if they're new to the UK, they might not know what to do if they've got a problem at work.
Yeah, we do. I mean, a few people have come to our offices and they've had issues with their employer. And yeah, so what we do is maybe we try to, if they're an agency, that we try to help to try to contact the agency company. If they're on a permanent role, then we try to go to the offices and really try to understand what the issue is. So we really, I mean, we're here, we've got the funding, so we're here to help the individuals, the members. So we do our best to really try to overcome the challenges that they're facing. So we do speak to their employers, and most of the time they get resolved, because sometimes it's maybe because of language barriers, so they don't really get each other. And so yeah, we do really speak to them, and most of the time it gets fixed.
And another reason why we had this workshop on bullying harassment at workplaces was just to make sure that people understand that bullying harassment at workplace, or issues that can happen at work, they can be solved in a better way. So if something is happening at work, you need to make sure that you keep evidence, and there are organizations that can help in resolving issues at work, because it doesn't mean that you speak minimal English, things should be happening and unnoticed, or you can't get help. No, that is why Peter came in from the police, and he was brilliant explaining all these employment rights. Things can happen at work, things can happen at home, but all you need to do is to report them, because if you're not reporting them, then you cannot get help. But the support is available. These are the institutions that are available. Whenever something happens, just bring it up to us, or bring your evidence, and it will be worked in that way. So we try to do it in that way, as Mela said before, that we try to ring them, and whenever it is beyond our our way of doing things. We just put a referral in and refer to the right agency that can help those individuals.
Wow, yeah. So you've got a lot on the go, got a lot of plans, very ambitious, very important project. Thanks so much for telling us about it.
Is there anything that we missed out? Anything else that you'd like to say?
Yes, you know, most experts will say that integration is two-way street. So there is the role of the hosting community and those people who want to be integrate in that society. And the other will compare it to a motorway. Some people are on high speed, and others coming from a slip road wanting to join. So those on motorway have to make way so that those joining can join it easily. But whether it's two-way street, whether it's a motorway, our philosophy is that we have a role to play as people who want to integrate in society. And one of the role we have to play is to make sure we are taking advantage of the support that is available, using it in a beneficial way. Because one example is that you do not choose to stay home while there is a training happening at Horton Training Center that you know if you can go there, you can benefit. And that is why we are having this plan, is to point to the right direction, encourage people, because we've been here, we've given chances after those countries, their country of origin failed them. It's the time for us, for refugees community, asylum seeker community, to take advantage of the support that is being put there and take advantage of it, because that is the only way we'll help them or a refugee community to integrate into the society and participate fully. But if they are not taking advantage of it, that means they will be left behind. They will find themselves isolated, and this is what we are trying to fight, to make sure that they are active, they participate, they engage with the support that is available.
Yeah, you use the opportunity that is available, because as a refugee coming back from back home, you don't have lots of opportunities available. But thanks to the UK government, there are lots of opportunities, but it's also about getting those opportunities, where to get them. And I think we're here to do that as well. We have connected with a lot of organizations, so we're able to refer individuals to them, and so they're able to get the opportunities that are available out there.
Yeah, that's an important message. Thanks so much for delivering it.
Yeah,
thanks so much, guys. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much,
Best
guys,
wishes
for
for the
having
future.
us. Thank you.